Good morning, our wonderful people. How are you? Happy to see you guys today, which is March the 15th of 2025. Man, who said? Before we know it now, it will be December. Before we know it
Well,
now, it's 22. Yeah, that's how it happens. So don't home it yet. It will be 2026. Anyhow, welcome. We're definitely happy to have you here today. Our show is fully loaded as usual. A lot has been going on. So we have plenty to discuss today, but our goal is to put things in place, in perspective, so that you can make sense of all the loud noises coming from all over the place. So my name is Mona Saga, and I will allow my sister to introduce herself while I pull up the video. Continue to help us to share and like.
thank you. And my name is AP for short. Eputosinam Madibegi, Eputosinam Dibo, Eputosinam Di Africa. So, like my sister said, a lot has been going on. But we're here, just calm down. We'll wrap everything together and make it make sense to you. That is our job here. We'll go gather all of it going on, whatever that is going on, we tie them together so that when you look, it will make sense. Work is going on. So please continue to share, like, and subscribe. Remember, this is your one stop platform for all your self determination information, all the things you need to free your people, the indigenous peoples, wherever you are located. You have a passion, you are not happy for what your people are going through anywhere in the world, not even just Africa. All the injustice, everything on this platform, we will teach you what you need to do. We will make the things make sense to you. Because sometimes when you look, the more you look, the less you see. But when we put it together, it will make sense. And when it makes sense, it will help you to make accurate diagnosis so that you will know what your people will need to be free from those that are bullying them or oppressing them. Thank you. Let me join us to share. Thank you, my sister Mona.
Yes, so I am going to put on the music to allow us time to share. Continue to get this information to our people. Welcome to the program. Oh,
You're welcome. Welcome, welcome. Keep sharing. Welcome, welcome. Keep sharing, please. Welcome, welcome. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening.
Thank you so much. Continue to help us to share and like and subscribe. All the nice things that we need to do to get this message across. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We get to share throughout as we are watching. Please continue to hit the like button. It helps to get rid of the algorithm so that more people can get this information. And we do want to extend our gratitude to those that are calling during the week, sending messages, trying to connect, trying to figure out what to do. We appreciate you. This is our movement. It does not belong to anyone. I do not have one in my pocket and the other one in other pockets. This is our liberation for the future of our children. We want our people to live life with dignity, to live life abundantly, to not wait for God to come and give them life, that life can actually begin here.
Yes.
So, welcome, welcome. Like we mentioned before, there's a lot of noise in our background. When I mention background, I'm referring to home, where we come from. A lot has been going on. The funny thing is that while our lives are trying to change, something crazy will happen where it will deviate from what we are discussing initially to some crazy stuff. Like it happens all the time. But notwithstanding, we must continue. So our topic goes that tension heightens as Nigerians seek justice. Tension heightens as Nigerians seek justice. So for those of us that are comfortable in our domain, we still record that we have our people on ground living this life in a place called Nigeria. So we must be in tune with what is going on so that at every point in time we can give them appropriate information. Your life or your land was a chilling ultimatum issued by Buhari's aide Femi Adesina in 2018. This warning currently reverberates daily in our hearts as the American Congress moves to reinstate the sanctions on Nigeria over the killing of Christians and other religious minorities. Since that infamous proclamation, countless Nigerians had been robbed of their lives and properties, their losses overshadowed by the grim reality spawned from Nigeria twisted and inverted federalism, a system that we all know too well was imposed on indigenous peoples by the gangs of evil 1967 alliance. These victims, though silenced but not defeated, have been seeking for justice and retribution from the government that we know is illegitimate, a regime born of interregnum marked by treachery and state capture. Then it begs the question, what justice can come from a stolen mandate and a state capture that led to the collapse of the Constitution and the three arms of government? What a pretense. So today, we will delve into unsettling truth that Nigeria has become a crime scene, a land marred by armed robbery and ethno-religious massacre, a land that I describe as an open-air prison yard for the most intelligent Black people on earth. So to effectively confront and halt this descent into chaos, we are calling on those who yearn for justice to cast aside their pretenses and wholeheartedly embrace the Nina's self-determination proposition. The good news, though, is that the time is now as we are in a vantage point. So I will pull up the video of the day. Brothers and sisters, I'm not on camera today because my head is on fire. I don't want you guys to see the fire. We need to focus. We need to focus on the issues at hand and not on the hair, okay? So I will return next week. I'll be pulling up the video of the day while my sister adds. Sister, go ahead. Let me find this video.
Yeah, so like my sister said, this conversation has been going on. People did not keep quiet. And our Bishop Wilfred Anagbe of Makurdi took his own campaign to US and then made some presentation. And in that presentation, he described militant Fulani herdsmen as terrorists who attack Christians and other religious minorities without consequences. No consequences. And we ask, where will consequences come from? From those that sold their soul to Fulani to win elections? They are not there to represent the people. They are only there to represent their pockets. And then the church leaders are not even any different. They don't care. You remember when Adeboye of RCCG went to thank El-Rufai after they chopped the head of one of his pastors at Abuja. So please, let's listen to this bishop. At least someone is saying something. Thank you.
Not appear here as the bishop, the Catholic Bishop of Makurdi Diocese, the capital of Benue State in Nigeria. I am the shepherd of one of the 4 dioceses, Catholic dioceses in Benue. We have others, Anglican, Methodist, and Pentecostals, which sort of them. Benue State has a population of about 6.1 million people, 2 million of whom are those under my care as the bishop of the diocese. Benue State is about 98% Christian, with very few Muslims living in towns. Nigeria and eventually my diocese and the state of Benue have become, in recent years, one of the most dangerous and insecure places for Christians. Christians and Muslims are nearly evenly divided among Nigeria's large population of over 200 million persons. Islamist extremists are fiercely contesting the possession, control, and governing law of the land, especially in the country's northern and central regions, the latter of which is where Benue is located. There are constant ethnic, political, and religious conflicts over land and allegiance. Constitutionally, we are a secularist country, but our unity has been fragile. Political and religious actions and even public speech have been carefully managed to avoid accusations of religious bias and political tensions. Today, the clear influence of Islamist extremists has changed the traditional social dynamics of tribe, ethnicity, religion, and the social status in Nigeria. Because just recently, at the beginning of the Ramadan fast, 12 states in northern Nigeria have declared closed schools so that they attend to this. And you can imagine which other country in the world does that. Saudi Arabia is not doing it. Afghanistan is not doing it. Baghdad is not doing it, but then Nigeria is practicing. What kind of Islam are they practicing? 12 states, and not only Muslims are living in these places. What happens with the educational program or curriculum of the country? But this is what we are going through every day in Nigeria. A long-term Islamic agenda to homogenize the population has been implemented over several presidencies through a strategy to reduce and eventually eliminate the Christian identity of half of the population. This strategy includes both violent and non-violent actions, such as the exclusion of Christians from positions of power and adoption of such church members, the raping of women, the killing and exploitation of Christians, the destruction of churches and farmlands of Christian farmers, followed by the occupation of such lands by the Fulani herders, and also changing the names of these villages. They're taking over the places, so you clearly see an expansionist approach and Islamic, and then they are making the people now flee and leave their villages, and they conquer it. The quest to Islamize the land appears high on the agenda of some of the powerful and influential Muslims in Nigeria. There is a campaign to take land to spread Islam, and there is the hemorrhaging of Christian farmers from the central region of Nigeria and Benue State, Makurdi Diocese in particular, as they are forced to abandon fertile lands that use to feed the nation, which classify Benue as the food basket of the nation. Militant Fulani herdsmen are terrorists destroying society. They steal and vandalize, they kill and boast about it. They kidnap and rape, and they enjoy total impunity from the elected authorities. None of them have been arrested and brought to justice. This is supported by the corrupt system in which we operate and the abject poverty among us, which allow the criminals to easily attract more recruits and prey on more victims. Why is this happening? Is it really a religious war? Like in the past, many jihadists are motivated less by religion than by spoils of war and use their religion to impose themselves. In my diocese, the spoils consist mainly of fertile, well-tended land organized around my parishes or so. The jihadists come and adopt and kill the priests, leaving thousands without support and basic human services. And of course, when they disperse the people, the inhabitants, or the citizens, or the people of the lands, they take over. And any attempt to go back and take care of your farms, surely you get killed. The Makurdi Diocese in Benue State has been the epicenter of the invasion by these herders who are more like hired guns of cattle oligarchies, who manipulate religion to rally the herders to eliminate the Christian population and cleanse the land in the name of Islam. This objective is behind the relentless attacks against Benue's villages. When we call for help to the police and the army, they do not come. At the end of 2024, several villages were warned by the attackers of the upcoming violence, and the leaders called the police for defense ahead of time. But they did not come, and the Christian massacres, almost customary, took place, killing hundreds in Plateau and Benue, with the worst massacre claiming 47 people. The militant also burned down the 8 Catholic churches of St. Mary's Parish in the Diocese of Boko, which in Benue State, as well as the parish house, clinics, schools, and other houses. The militant Fulani herdsmen bear on defenseless villagers without consequences. They follow orders to conquer, kill, and occupy. They attack even those who have managed to escape into our IDP camps. Thereby, they have no place to run to. And it is unfortunate that the police system in Nigeria, orders have to come from above. And such that once there's a call, and they say they have never responded. And by the time they arrive, these people have left, and the people are now living in the pool of their blood. What I have recounted above is happening not only in Benue State. I believe our experience in Benue is symptomatic of what is happening elsewhere in large parts of Nigeria. The experience of the Nigerian Christians today can be summed up as that of a church under Islamist extermination. It is frightening to live there. Apart from the violent campaigns and attacks against Christian villages, there are now attempts by the Islamic Council of Nigeria and various Islamic groups to impose Sharia law on the Christian populations. Already, 12 states in the north of Nigeria are under this sectarian religious law, and attempts to extend the same to the south of Nigeria, which they have started. This month, governors in the north decided abruptly to close all schools and education institutions during the months of Ramadan, leaving millions of students without learning opportunity for 5 weeks. We live in fear because at any point it can be our turn to be killed, but to remain silent is to die twice. So I have chosen to speak. I speak on behalf of the millions who are in the camps. In Benue State, in Makurdi Diocese alone, in my diocese, I have about 9 camps. 9. On the 5th of March, which was Ash Wednesday, we visited one of the camps, and many of my priests and religious went to the other camps, distributed them to begin the Ash Wednesday with our faithful who are there, because we are the voice of the voiceless. We have to talk for the defenseless. We have to talk about the weak and those who cannot talk about themselves. In one of the camps called the Mega Camp, there were over 3,000 inmates of that camp, and which was a record given to us by government. I speak on behalf of them and those children who have no husband, who have no father, and even their own voice is taken away by the politicians who promised to help them, but have become the willing tools of the jihadists because they are talking politically correct statements, looking for next elections to come. I speak on behalf of those whose loved ones have been killed, but no one has even offered a word of consolation to them. I speak on behalf of the thousands of young girls who have been adopted and raped because no one, not even the media, mentions them anymore. Foremost, I speak on behalf of my flock who are unable to worship freely and unable to return to their ancestral farms and homes because that land has been ruthlessly taken from them by the armed herdsmen. And where they say they want to live in peace with the natives, if you must farm, you have to pay tax to hire the land which belongs to you. That is slavery, to say the least about it. As prosperous Nigeria is in the African continent, and tell you, if there's outbreak of war in Nigeria, no country around us, Chad, Niger, Ghana, Guinea, Togo, No country can contain the population that will flee to these places. No country can be able to house over 5 million refugees. It's not possible because of that. And if 1 million refugees run to Chad and Niger, they'll collapse that country because there'll be no plan to take care of them. So we have to be very careful. Today, I urge you all to use every means within your mandate to start developing a strong and good relationship with Nigeria where you know.
All right, we'll stop this video here. It's almost done. We'll post it in its entirety on our page. You can see our brother is devastated. He's lamenting to those that are in charge of the issues that we have on hand anyhow. They go and create problems somewhere and then they watch us come and give testimonies, and it's all orchestrated by USAID and all of them. And they watch this mayhem. We sit there as a man of God that is manning their Roman Catholic for them, the faithfuls, the flock. We take care of them, we pray for them. And all at the same time, while we are praying, they will send their other cronies to come and deliver terror on their behalf. Go ahead, my sister, while I pull up the next video.
Yeah, so imagine what would have happened if all the so-called religious leaders have gone out to all their various places that the kingdom that they are marketing to us came from, to say they are killing our people. What can we do now? We need solution now. No, but they will turn around and just feel free with themselves, doing whatever they want to do.
Midweek service,
night vigil, everything that is not needed to solve the problem. Preaching you to Christ, preaching Christ to you, leading you to Christ, taking you to heaven when you are in hellfire. Our brother Oraka said, Christians don't care about their fellow Christians. They are strong when it comes to attacking their traditionalists. And that's the truth. So, and they are working with the political merchants to make sure that this thing continues. And it's unfortunate. So we will pull up some, because we like the Congress, US Congress, we'll pull up some write-up for us so that we'll just read through and see what is going on, because it's conversation. Like we keep saying on this platform, lamentation will not solve the problem. It will not help us.
Nope.
But there's concrete plan on the table, and negotiation on how to solve the problem is ongoing. No matter how long your Nigerian misrulers, the political merchants will deceive you and tell you that nothing is going on. Christians are not dying. We're okay, because we see the newspapers and all the things, the trash that are vomiting while people are dying on daily basis. So no matter the lies that are spreading, after all, when Mike Pence was vice president in the US, invited Osibanjo, the vice president then of Nigeria, that are killing Christians. He said, no, they're not killing Christians. And he called him a liar to his face. So that conversation started and is ongoing. US Congress approves Trump's sanctions against Nigeria. Some people think this is a joke. Some people think that, okay, what is going on? My dear, let's see the next one. We'll break it down for you. Like we keep saying, we're here to break down the things to you. So we have already shown you the video where our brother Bishop Wilfred took his campaign to the people that he feels might say something about this case. Then they're working with someone, Smith, who will tell you who Smith is eventually. Smith condemned the Nigeria government because we keep telling our people that there are two groups in the US politics, the Republicans and the Democrats, and we chase policies based on policies. It's not based on their name, policies. You know the one that you work with. Smith condemned the Nigerian government for failing to protect Christians from widespread violence and abductions. And we tell you, it's not just Christians that are being killed. It is ethno-religious cleansing, that cleansing villages. So it's not just Christians being killed. When you are going to tell them these things, please say the right thing. Smith cited a report by Observatory for Religious Freedom in Africa detailing over 55,000 killings between 2019 and 2023 2019 and 2023, and your Nigerian government say, no, Christians are safe. Christians are not being killed. As if they are living in La La Land. The report also documented 21,000 abductions linked to religious violence in Nigeria. And we say again, it's ethnic cleansing, not just religious violence. It's ethnic cleansing masquerading as religious jihad or religious violence. We pull up another one. So we told you I would tell you who Chris Smith is the chairman of the U.S. House Foreign Affairs Subcommittee on Africa. He announced the decision after a congressional hearing. And we told you that Nina's team, they've been working with these people. They've taken the details of what is going on to these people. So some of our members of Nina's team, they know these people one-on-one. So Smith criticized former President Joe Biden's administration, that is Democrats that some of you are supporting, for removing Nigeria from the country of particular concern. Because here on this platform, we deal with facts. We don't have time for lies. We don't have time for propaganda. When we tell you, you go and check. Ordinary Google, you get the information you need. So those of you that cannot sit down, and even some that want to work with Ninas, see, they still hobnobbing with the people that are killing us.
Yeah, their policies are against your survival.
I don't know what to tell you people. I honestly don't know what to say, but we are here to inform our people. We are here to educate our people. And I'm happy that our people that are not even living in US that are following the discussion. So if you're living in US and you decide to be ignorant and do things that are counterproductive, it's on you. We don't have anything to tell you. We keep moving. So Trump had initially placed Nigeria on the CPC list due to severe religious persecution and attacks against Christians. And I say again, not just Christians, it's ethnic cleansing. Christians,
which the last administration told you there's nothing going on.
Exactly.
So we know who the last administration is, right?
Okay. You know how they work together. Of course, this report, we're reading it from Diaspora Digital Media. It's just a media, so we give credit. We'll give credit on this platform. He might not be accurate in his reporting, but we're just giving you some of the things he said. It is ethnic cleansing, not just Christians being killed. Christians and other Islamic and other religious minorities. So it's everybody that are killing. What is interest? The resources in the land. They are cleansing everybody. Like you heard in the video that we played, they cleanse you, take your land, rename it so that they can have access to the resources in the land. They are not killing you because of Jesus Christ. They are killing you because of the resources in your land. They are not killing you because of Muhammad. They are killing you because of the resources in your land. That's why it is ethnic cleansing. They are cleaning the whole indigenous people on the lands where the resources they need are located. So Smith argued that the stealing from this category allowed the violence to escalate unchecked. He reintroduced a resolution urging the US government to reinstate Nigeria as the CPC on the CPC list. And then they said, if violence continues, the resolution calls for imposing further sanctions against Nigeria. Smith warned that immediate intervention is necessary to prevent what he called religious cleansing in Nigeria. Ethnic cleansing, we say again. He insisted that those responsible for these attacks must be held accountable for their crimes. No, interregional government will not hold them accountable because he had to sign agreement with them before they can vote him in, put him inside. It is give and take. They sell the people then so that they will be in the position and amass wealth on the blood of their people. So they will not hold the criminals accountable. They will turn the other eye and say, oh, no, nothing is happening. Or they will tell you it's weather that is disturbing them. Or they will look for one lie or the other and tell, because they are all part of the criminal gangs. One group killing and the other one stealing. This hearing should be a catalyst for action, Smith stated while addressing the committee. He emphasized that imposing sanctions has historically led to positive changes in other countries. The decision by Congress reflects growing international concern over religious violence in Nigeria. And we say again, it's not just religious violence, it's ethnic cleansing masquerading as religious violence. If implemented, these sanctions could significantly affect diplomatic relations between US and Nigeria. It has to affect it, and it must affect it. Observers believe the Nigerian government may face pressure to take stronger action against religious violence. They will even take action. The pressure is coming. It's not even to take action against just violence. For things to happen, the situation remains critical as Christian communities continue to suffer attacks across Nigeria. He called for swift action to ensure justice for victims of religious violence. It is ethnic cleansing, justice for our people. It started since 1966. When they hijacked Nigeria, they killed Biafrans, they starved children to death. The killings have not stopped. It has continued, going from one region to the other. It's ethnic cleansing. They want to annihilate everybody because of the resources in the land. The proposed sanctions and diplomatic engagements will be closely monitored in the coming months. The people reporting are the ones saying this. We are in the midst of the work. No, we are not monitoring it closely. We are moving it. Pressure is mounting on Nigeria to implement effective security measures to protect its Christian population. It's everybody, not just Christians. Smith stressed that silence is not an option while thousands of innocent lives are at risk. The global community must act to safeguard religious freedom and end targeted violence in Nigeria. Okay, so
this is sad though, sister, with all the churches that we have, right? All the big daddy geos and their flights and their planes and their lifestyles and their, well known all over the world. This is happening and they have nothing to say about it. My people still believe that they are serving God.
Yeah, and that's what we keep telling people. Anybody preaching anything to you, I'm not telling you about how we're going to end this 1999 constitution so that we free the indigenous people. Stop going to such places. Those people are criminals. I don't care the title, bishop, archbishop, pope, whatever they answer. They are blood suckers. Stay away from them. Because as all these killings are going on, they turn their face to the other side. What is important to them is how they're going to get elected and how they will share. And they buy private jets, build school, then build for their children and their children, and continue like that. We cannot like this. You the people, we can't continue this way. Our brother Obi Ukwama says Nigerians are now in a state of nature where everybody is just killing everybody. It's unfortunate. And we told you that what is causing it, the 1999 unitary constitution imposed on the people, tying the hands of everybody so that everybody will be exterminated. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you for this interactive session. We thank our sister Christiana Kolowele. We thank Isi Momodu, Tony Nadi. We are seeing you. Please continue to share, continue to comment, because this is interactive. Drop your message, we will read it out and we continue this conversation. So as we are continuing, these people, the political merchants, we call them, are busy doing patch. Hey, it's not this, it's that, lying to themselves. And you see pressure mounting. Patch, but the more they patch, the more it's leaking. How patch here from north, it will leak on south. They patch in east, it will leak in west. You patch here, you look at the other side. The interregional government is unraveling by themselves. Okay, for just a wake ogiri and abogasi. Sorry for those that don't understand Igbo. Ogiri, one of the spices we use for Igbo soup. There's a way they wrap it. When you want to wrap it, it will just be going on and wrapping. So that is what happening to the interregional government. And a patch on a leak, because that, the more we're exposing them, the more because it's not just us, we are collectively exposing them, exposing their evil everywhere. Thank God for social media. We don't have to wait for BBC or CNN or channels or NTA or Arise or TVC to carry the news. We are carrying the news right from our rooms. So my people, continue to share the news. Continue to carry the news. So as we are doing that, pressure is on them. And you see power tussle. This one want to steal. This one, because they're all criminals. So see what is happening in Rivers State. See what is happening, House of Assembly. What is going on is the pressure mounting up. So the people are not fooled. We are following. Now we want to play another video. Kobara. This is from Rivers State, because people are seeing what is going on and are saying what is going on. Our joy is that the people, the indigenous people that are seeking for justice, understand what is happening. So this video we're going to play now, that's Kobara. I hope I'm not pronouncing her name well. Wrong. Sorry if I massacre your name. She is blaming Tinubu. So the people understand where the crisis in Rivers State is coming from. They understand who is setting Rivers State on fire. The fire is not spontaneous. It's not coming by itself. It's the interregnum government, interregnum President Tinubu, that is setting Rivers State on fire. If you don't know it now. Anywhere you see fire, because he has to retain.
As you watch this
Oops. Yeah, go ahead, please.
crisis continue to unfold, what do you make of it all at this stage?
I think that my former governor, Nyesom Wike, the current minister for the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, I think he's playing with fire. And I think I blame the president for not curbing his excesses. Wike has got, in his view, perfectly legitimate grounds to quarrel with the current governor, Sim Fubara. And I know Wike much, much better. In fact, I don't know Fubara at all. I've only met him once briefly. Wike and I go back years, and he's been nice to me from time to time. So I want to make it very clear that this is not against him per se, it's against his behavior. I'm siding with Rivers State. You know, whoever launches assaults against a state that is, limping along rather feebly, I am going to take up against that person, But so it's that Wike is playing with fire. His attacks on the Ijaw nation are unwise. Not because the Ijaw nation is always right, of course it isn't. But it's completely unnecessary at this point in time. Sim Fubara is an Ijaw person. All his people are outraged about the comments Wike has made about their ethnic group. And I think if Rivers catches fire, it's probably going to sort of have a domino effect throughout the Niger Delta. And nobody is fooled. The President Tinubu this week received some Niger Delta elders in the presidential villa and was, dishing out benign advice in a rather sort of magisterial Olympian way. Advising them to talk to the governor, saying the governor should respect the rule of law, listen to the judiciary, which, by the way, the Supreme Court had, as we know, humiliated him the week before. And I just think, who are you kidding? Give me a break, Mr. President. If your side of this issue, because it's clear that he's on Wike's side, and that his attempts to offer advice to Fubara are just tokenism. It's just gaslighting nonsense. Give us a break. Play your role. You're supposed to be the leader. You're supposed to be the daddy of the nation. I mean, you're old enough, for God's sake. In fact, probably grandfather of the nation. Why don't you stop all this unnecessary wahala? Wike is a very impetuous person. He's pugnacious, he's volatile. I know him really well. And, on a good day, he's a nice person, honestly. But once he gets
a rare good day.
And once he gets to be in his bonnet, like this, his fixation with Fubara, whom he feels betrayed by, he's going to carry on like this till somebody says stop. He's like a moving train, okay? And the only person who can do that is the president. I say this, even if Wike was my husband or my same mother, same father, sibling, I would tell him what I'm saying now. Stop.
Yesterday, of course, hugely eventful in Rivers State. Today, slightly less fraught, but the intrigues continue not far below the surface. What do you make of the resumption of hostilities? Because it sort of goes off, and as we used to kid around in those days, I'll see you tomorrow, we will resume hostilities tomorrow. But they kind of resumed hostilities in the last few days, and it kind of came to a head yesterday. What do you think of that very public resumption of hostilities?
When the governor went to address the 27 lawmakers and was locked out. Well, I mean, that was just completely out of order. It's rude. It's probably illegal, but it's just unnecessary. And these are 27 people who clearly, they left PDP. They were received publicly into APC. And now because of, a dicey judiciary and all kinds of strange Niger shenanigans, we're now being told that they didn't leave, okay? And then they can do what they want. How dare they?
It's a bit like the emperor's new clothes, isn't it? I mean, everybody knows the emperor's starkers.
The starkers.
But, I mean...
All right, so my sister will further explain this video so that we can, get some more information as we go.
Yes, my dear, there's nothing much to say except that they know the truth, but they'll be playing hanky-panky with it. Oh, Mike is a good man on a good day, on a Monday, Saturday, and they know the truth. This people are so innocent. You understand? They are playing a dangerous political drama in Rivers State, and we'll explain to you later why we say it's dangerous. We'll pull up another, but I'm happy that she's referring to that place as Ijaw Nation, because we told you people that we had nations before this fraudulent Nigeria that was created. And we have told people, go back to your ethnic nationality, identify yourself, because that's the ticket to the land you're occupying. Sovereignty is about land and people. So as you are on your land, no, it's before this one. I don't know, there's before this one. I'm not sure what did they say in the Decent Society? No, before this one, there's another one before this one. That's the Ijaw National Congress president. I hope I put the video. Is it there? Can you see it, please? That's what
I am looking.
Ijaw National Congress, because like I was saying, the good thing is that the people are identifying themselves appropriately. The woman was talking about Ijaw Nation. Okay, yes, thank you. Is this one? The woman was talking about Ijaw Nation. No matter how they play game, they know that the people are beginning to wake up and identify themselves accurately. Because it's only when you are an Ijaw person, you can lay claim to Ijaw ancestral land. No matter how they confuse us, try to make us, to lose our identity, to now say, oh, no, I'm not Ijaw now, I'm Nigerian. There's nobody that's Nigerian. We had our nations, our ethnic nations, and we can decide to negotiate a union and decide how we want to live. But you cannot take us out of who we are and give us another identity, and they come and impose your constitution on us. That's not how it's done. Even in this America, the federal system, they have their autonomous, the states are autonomous. So we are not talking of states in our own case, because we are indigenous peoples and we live on our ancestral lands with our language, our culture, our practice, and everything. You cannot do away with that. You cannot impose a different identity on us. So we say kudos to Ijaw people retaining their ethnicity, their nationhood. Ijaw National Congress President, Professor Benjamin Okaba, holds Tinubu responsible for the situation in Rivers State. And Nina's, the same thing, Daughters of Truth, yeah, we hold the interregional president accountable. No matter you see Nike jumping up and down, one no na abwegu na main road, don't worry, one inside the forest. That bird that is dancing on the street, There is drum. The person that is beating the drum is inside the forest. Go inside the forest and see the person. Please, go ahead and play.
Wike insult Ijaw people. That will not make us have any issue with Ikwere people. We have them as friends. We respect their views. We respect their disposition. We know this man is just a fight alone, fighting the last fight. That is why he's amassing so much energy, putting everything into play, insulting everybody, trying to bring down anything. As a drowning man, he's drowning. Wike had dared us. Some years ago, he said, thunder, fire, Ijaw. I will send thunder to him. Because Ijaw nation knows the origin of the spirit of thunder. Since that time, we sent thunder to Wike. Look at him. Look at his physique. Does it look the same? Thunder is tormenting Wike now as we speak. The thunder is sent to us. We have sent it back to him. And it's tormenting him seriously. Let him send another team. I will send back to sender. We are peace-loving people. Where were the grandfathers of Wike when Ijaw elders fought for the independence of Rivers State? President Tinubu has the choice to choose between Wike and Ijaw nation. Let him be encouraging him to mess up himself in the public. Let him encourage him to be insulting people. But should the otherwise happen, they should not hold the leadership of the Ijaw nation responsible. And that is why he wants as many structures as possible to fall and die with him. We shall help him. He's frustrated and getting so desperate because the political economy of Rivers State is slipping off. Wike will not win. Government is not about individuals. One person cannot be more powerful than an institution. That is the statement we are making. We have not seen any error or crime committed by sin. And that is true son of the Ijaw nation, the INC shall apply every legitimate effort to support and defend our son. We have told Simlaye, follow the path of peace, be respectful. Don't behave like Wike, who will not even respect somebody like Paklak. Somebody who just died, and you are referring to Paklak as if it's his mate. Paklak should be Wike's grandfather. And when a man does not have respect for elderly people, you know that he has gone bananas. Somebody who has not turned into an ancestor, you are casually referring to Paklak. Let society judge who is towing the path of peace. We watched.
So we're particularly
Sorry.
Okay, so we are particularly delighted that the Ikwere people and Ijaw people are not fighting, because this is what these political merchants have done for years while they were doing the job of their colonial monsters. Because we told you that these politicians are colonial puppets. They are working for the colonial monsters that are outside, the rat inside, telling the rat outside that there's fish in the basket. So they will make the ethnic nations to start fighting. But in this crisis, we are delighted that Ijaw people and Ikwere people understand that the enemy among them, that they have a common enemy, that is the political merchants, and are calling them out as that. And we are telling them to continue what we're doing. So it's something we want to read now, because we told you that they're playing a dangerous political drama. It's a dangerous political drama, because we have seen this before. We have seen when they go into a region, because we are supposed to have federal system. We are too diverse to have military system. Now, let's read this report from Diaspora Digital Media. It said, gathered that observers recall how federal interference in regional politics led to the collapse of Nigeria's first and second republicans. Because if we are practicing the accurate federal system, There's no reason why Abuja will be junketing and getting into people's homes and into people's families to go and decide how the man will sleep with the wife. Similar interference in the Western region and Ondo State caused significant instability in past political eras. President Bola Tinubu, interregnum president, recently ordered Governor Similai Fubara to obey the Supreme Court ruling, worsening the situation because they want him to obey the court so that they will now impeach him. But the thing is that they are not caring about the people. They don't care about the people. We want to appreciate ethnic nations because we are saying that we are Yorubas, we are Igbo, we are Ijo, we are Efik, we are Tiv, we are all the ethnic nations. We are calling for respect, mutual respect. We can live together if we negotiate how we want to live together. There won't be crisis. We were living together before the colonial monsters came. So this thing that we put up, it says, stop the fifth columnist. They work to undermine your ethnic nation's interests in collaboration with your people's rivals and enemies. Our sister Ndidi will give her credit. Who are these willing tools? We will count them. All the people that are holding on to 1999 Constitution, the unitary colonial constitution, and saying it must not go down because they are benefiting from it. Your special advisors, your representatives, your local chairman, your governor, senator, judge, minister, state rep, commissioner, all of them, anyone that is raising hand and saying, I will rule the people by this colonial 1999 Constitution. I will swear to uphold and rule by this colonial is your enemy. They are the willing tools. They are aiding the Fulani conquest agenda by upholding the 1999 forgery called Constitution. You must know that. Have it clear in your mind as we proceed because things are getting very interesting. Now, we have said that we are supporting the people. We don't have, like Yoruba does not have any need to be fighting with Igbo. Igbo does not have any need to fight with Yoruba. You all have your own ancestral lands. Stay on your land and safeguard your land. Take charge of your land. Leave another person's land. Stay in your own ancestral land. Don't cause trouble. Don't allow them to cause trouble in your midst. Now, you see what we put up. It said, the dangerous political drama in Rivers State. This is Minas. Tony Nadi, 12 March 2025. The dangerous political drama. Minas is saying that what is going on in Rivers State first is political drama, which is a very dangerous one. This man, interregnum president, is talking about the rule of law. They're telling Fubara to follow rule of law. Since when? So Ninas is asking them, since when? Which rule of law are you talking about? Under which constitution are you really talking about? This is the Tinubu that bought his way to Aso Rock, stole the mandate of the people. We are talking about the executive arm of government. But I told you on this platform that under democracy, you have executive arm, legislative arm, judiciary, so that there will be checks and balances. Now, somebody came from nowhere, bought everything, bought everybody, bought everything and bought his way to Aso Rock and stole the people's mandates. He did not get the requirements needed for Federal Capital Territory. By that action, we are saying, Ninas is saying that he has dismantled even the so-called constitution, because that means that constitution, that action is unconstitutional. And when you, as the president, decide to do something that is unconstitutional, it means that you are not, one, you're not obeying the law. The other one, you have thrown away the constitution. You are saying, everybody, let's break the constitution. That's what you have done. So you cannot break the constitution and tell another person, uphold the constitution. That's not how things work, brother. So he went ahead to position his cronies everywhere, especially key positions like the president of Senate, you can see Akpabio dancing naked. In fact, he's wearing his trouser on his head. Because how did he get there? Interregnum president put him there. So your executive arm is gone. Your legislative arm is gone. Then we'll look at Chief Justice, which is supposed to be the judicial arm, and the Supreme Court judge that are saying Fubara should obey. Nothing is going on there because he put them there. Wuru, 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 everything. The justice, the people, the judiciary is supposed to be the last hope of the people, but is also bought. So that everything he requests, he will get. What is the role of Nwike? Nwike is, the economic seat power of Nigeria. The seat of economic power of Nigeria is in Rivers State. So they have to maneuver and bring Nwike to Abuja. Can you imagine? You are practicing federal system. Nwike, that is a minister in FCT, is covering conference, making a conference call to talk about Rivers State, as if Rivers State is his personal property. But that's what happens where there's no constitution. We told you that what they have and they call constitution, it is fraud. The country is now inside their pockets, including that your justice that you're seeking, including everything. Like we said, the essence of three arms of government in democracy is to ensure that one man or one woman does not put the entire country into his pockets, so that you have checks and balances. But what you see happening in the executive is what is happening in the judiciary, it's happening in the legislature, everywhere, because there are no checks and balances. So there will be abuse of power and abuse of office. They will be bullying the weaker and the vulnerable ones, the women, the youths, and the poor. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. That is why we say that this is not a constitution made by the people, and what you're going to get is not going to work for the people. We will put up a group again for you. As they continue to share money for the fake constituency projects, they are not there to decide, to govern you. They are not there to do anything for the people. They are not there to pass any judgment, to do and pass any law that will favor you. They are there to share constituency money. Listen to this. Thank you.
Following the Natasha Akpabio quarrel, right?
Yes.
What do you think?
It is not funny at all. I mean, it is still part of the dilemma. It's still part of the madness that we are going through in this country. I mean, how could a person like Akpabio be leader of the Senate? The Senate, even the Roman times, Senate. That's the highest political class. The Senate, the most respected political class. Akpabio should be in prison.
How?
In a decent society, Akpabio should be in prison. Many people like him should be in prison. I mean, go and read what the FCC has said about him, and they never closed the case. They just silenced the FCC. You know, when there's 44 billion, 90 billion, something billion, all charges against one man, and it has not been the charges have not been vacated. And you find him now, you know, going with excessive, what do you call it, people running after him, this siren blowing people, and he goes about, you know, shamelessly. He should be in prison. People like him should be in prison. He has no business being in government. He has no business being in charge of a country like Nigeria. And at the top, he's number 3 citizen, for God's sake. It makes you sad as a Nigerian, as somebody who has lived in this country for years, as somebody who has lived 88 decades in this country, to have the person like Akpabio as president of the Senate.
Has he done well as the president of the Senate?
He has just been clowning. I can't point out what he has done, or what the Senate itself has done. I can't point out anything that they've done.
Is Natasha out to bring him down, or Akpabio is bringing himself down?
I don't know. It's because it's still part of the problem of this country. Akpabio has never been. Is a man on the ground. These are people. This ordinarily is a plebeian. Is somebody ordinarily. Ordinarily is a nobody. People like him are people are living on the mat, sleeping on the mat. But Nigerian situation, the hypocrisy, not hypocrisy, the servitude, all these funny people saying rank and to him, there are people making him feel that he's on top of anywhere, and making Nigerians feel that he's on top of anywhere.
Senator Natasha has accused him of sexual harassment.
Yes. Nigeria has always been a joke. So when you think like somebody accuses somebody of sexual harassment and going there, it's all part of, it's extension of the joke. Nigeria is a joke. Nigeria is a joke. And when you are accused of something and you say you are the Senate president, you don't sit in judgment in a case that involves you. It's this extension of the joke. Natasha has a right to accuse somebody if she had grounds to accuse, and they should have listened to her rather than shut her down. And do the needful, ask people to interrogate, ask people to investigate, and if they found her to be frivolous, punish her, and if they found the other man guilty, punish him. But things don't work like that in Nigeria because it's not a normal country. It's a very abnormal country, very, very abnormal. Sick.
Nigeria is a joke. All they do is clown around while the people get massacred on a daily basis. Like why we play this video is to show you that the three arms of government in Nigeria has collapsed. The executive is interregnum. He wasn't supposed to be there. And because he wasn't supposed to be there, he conquered judiciary, conquered legislature, brought his cronies to be there playing around while people are massacred. All they do in that legislation or whatever is to share money. Anything they pass, they have put themselves, anything they bring that they need money, 48 hours, they get it. They pass it and share. And every weekend, what did they do? Nollywood actors, people like Oke Bakassi, they will be arranging conference materials for them. Of course, when we talk of conference materials, you know what we mean. We're talking of women, actresses that will be buying G-Wagon. Yeah, they'll buy it as if it's chewing gum they're buying. Yes. And then as they're doing that, our people are dying. And we are saying it is the unitary constitution that is the foundation of this evil you're seeing. The power of the executive, the power of the legislative, the power of the all are based on that constitution. Because the constitution is a fraud, everything on it is a fraud. And as we go on, it will unravel by itself. We don't even need to push it. It will push itself and collapse. The only thing we are saying is that if you, the people, you're not paying attention to what we're teaching you, it can fall on your head and collapse. I hear people that say, oh, they told us to come and invest in Nigeria. We invested $200 billion and now the government has taken it and the house has collapsed. Oh my God, come and help me. Come and... Because you're not paying attention. We told you that Nigeria is a disputed project. If you're loaning money to them or carrying money to go and do project or do whatever you're doing with them, it's at your own peril. You're on your own or you're for you. Because we must decide what we want to do with that union first before we do any other thing. But if you decide to go and listen to liars, it will be on you. The owners of the ancestral lands are not keeping quiet. They are negotiating among themselves, and they have been negotiating for over 25 years. They have gone to US Congress in 2019. We told you 7 months. They sat down with US government and explained to them what is really going on, not the lies from your political merchants. And that discussion is still going on. That is the publication you just saw. So US government, US Congress, because these are going to be collaborators, they are stakeholders. These people have investment in our ancestral lands. So they have to be carried along, and they are being carried along. As we seek justice for the victims, as we seek justice for the victims of this fraud called Nigeria, we are engaging everyone, all the stakeholders, the owners of the land, the owners of ancestral lands, those that have invested also in our land, they are not left out. All this led to the visit of Agnes Callamard, UN Special Rapporteur, 2019. And that's where she made that statement, that 1999 Constitution is pressure cooker for injustice and is a threat in making Nigeria a threat to global peace. And then as a result of that, Trump went ahead to make some policy changes. That included the executive order of June 2020. And now they are reinstating it in 2025. We told you that Biden's government was interregional government. Hey, he has finished doing the nonsense he was doing with Fulani people. He has gone. American people have taken over. And then thank you for Nina's. Nina's posted an article, The Dangerous Political Drama in Rivers State. Please look for it. It's also posted in the link. Thank you, Nina Secretary, for posting that. Read it so that you understand, because of short time, we are not able to break down so many things. We are rushing. So please read it and understand all the points. The essence of you reading it is to be informed, because people that are not informed will be disinformed. Disinformed. You need to be informed. It's very important. Information is key in this battle. We are telling our people, stop running around inside bush. Those looking for Biafra, stop running around inside bush, looking for what is not looking for you. You need to be part of what is going on so that you will do what you're supposed to do. This is the evidence of the interaction. We told you there are a lot of videos and pictures as evidence. It's not that we are just showing it as evidence. Why work continues? Our people are doing. This battle is intelligence battle. It's not a battle of making noise and shouting inside forest. Anybody that you are giving money to, that is telling that is bringing whatever to you, Biafra, whatever is doing, they are duping you, and they will continue to dupe you until you sell your land and sell your properties. It will not be our business. As daughters of truth, we are here to get the truth out to you so that you are not compromised. Please listen to Nina's video, 5-point agenda. 5-point template is the only viable pathway to avoiding chaos in Nigeria right now. Pushing towards 2027 election under the 1999 Constitution is a guarantee for disaster. Pay attention. Thank you.
This way, another way. The Nina's 5-point proposition is the only proposition on the table that identifies the problem in specificity. The unitary constitution of Nigeria that identifies the solution to decommission that constitution, that identifies the mechanism for applying that solution. That is to suspend the elections, go into transition to rework that constitution. That's the mechanism for that decommissioning. The number 4 of the proposition is a strategy for activating that mechanism to say, look, let the victims of this constitution insist that they won't go to another election as a mark of their rejection of that constitution, and therefore be the ones to come in a 2-stage procedure to work out the replacement. It is not the business of National Assembly. The question of constitution making is far beyond the mandate, the legislative mandate of National Assembly. Anybody in the National Assembly who is discussing constitution on your behalf is holding on to your sovereignty and telling you they now own you. They are now the owners of the sovereignty. That you voted at the election it has become reason why they are now the owners of your lives. They can decide what will happen to you, whereas you are the one who sent them on an errand, and they went and joined the enemy to wreck you, to kill you, and share your blood. That is what they do every month in Abuja. They're sharing your blood. And so, in the 5th proposition, we say a time-bound announcement what we're inviting the peoples of Nigeria to do today is to adopt those 5 points of proposition, because that is what will take the matter from start to finish where we are now. There's nothing that is going to stop those who are tormenting you from carrying on in 2027. Is it the police that will repent and come and join you in how to topple them in election? Is it the INEC that have been sharing with them for many years that will repent and now begin to count your vote? Is it this judiciary we have seen that is going to repent and now declare the truth, declare the law? We've seen that they have gone worse than they have ever been. And so all of what you need to bring about any change, if you don't define it by yourself, you have to define the change. It's not enough to come and say, oh, we want change. Oh, we want revolution. What is it that has to be done to bring about that change? What is it that has to be done to compel the renegades that are now have hijacked the powers of state? In an election, we saw how it went. And this address goes to all of those who subscribe to that constitution, who subscribe to elections under that constitution, because their stupidity has led us to where we are now, in which millions of people are distressed. That stupidity by that small number has become the reason 230 million people can perish. Their life is already ruined. Many are dying off. Others are running away to even more serious danger than Nigeria is. You saw the ones in Libya. You saw the ones going to Asia. You saw the ones that managed to get to UK. They are telling them now that they have to be deported. They have to be taken to Rwanda or wherever. Go to the US and see the pandemonium. But all of us, home and abroad, who suffer because we are Nigerians, whose passports have become a badge of shame, this address applies to all of you. The diaspora, the Nigerian diaspora, we are talking about the constitution that is worse than apartheid. You are busy organizing yourself in how you come and vote. Vote the votes of the millions of people at home. What has it amounted to under this constitution? Why can't you join that discussion of how we get rid of this constitution? The South Africans in the days of apartheid, who were overseas, everybody was on one subject. How do we get rid of apartheid constitution? But today you're not involved in the discussion of getting rid of that constitution. You are talking about how to come and vote, how to come and all of you belong to one party or the other. We see you come in and go. You fly in for party conventions. You partake, you are party chairman of which party under which constitution? Under which constitution? We ask you. What is the value of your education if you cannot sit down and make an analysis of what the problem is? Can you cure an ailment if you have not diagnosed it? And so we invite you to this. If you have not read that force majeure, particularly the 5-point proposition, you get on whatever search engine, Google, whatever. Go to the website www.ninasvoice.org. Search for, just type force majeure. It will come up in many headings. Go and read that 5-point proposition so you can see what we're talking about.
Oh, okay.
So that you see what we're talking about, go read it, and you'll be part of the conversation because it's ongoing. It's ongoing. The pressure will not stop, it will continue. Thank you, our brother Bertrand Ojako. Thank you, our father David Salami, and all of you that have been commenting and we're reading. And thank you. The Unitary Constitution of Nigeria is the graveyard for the rule of law, the fountain of corruption, and the impregnable fortress for impunity. We call it impunity in our language. Mpo, imempo, 1990 Constitution, imempo is under it. That Constitution is anti-development and a concrete roadblock to any progress for Nigeria. It's either you hear it, but that's what it is. That unitary constitution is the reason Nigeria is where it is today, at the bottom of the ladder in every sphere of human advancement. Those plotting to go to another round of national elections in 2027 under the death dispensing 1999 Constitution of Nigeria. Jokers that only play, they don't know what they're doing, they're playing with fire, because this pressure will only continue. It's not going to stop. Because as the people are hungry, as the people are dying, as all the evil that you can imagine that are happening to the indigenous peoples, the pressure will be mounting. The pressure will be mounting. And those that, the criminals that stole the mandates, they won't have choice but to give back what belongs to the people, because that's where we're going. The pressure is mounting. The pressure in Nigeria is mounting. Other countries will be affected. US will be affected. UK will be affected, because you have a lot of citizens in those places. So they will not allow you to continue. Because like in one of the show we did, we said that the rot, the decay you have built up in this space, the stench is affecting other people in their land. That is why they will not keep quiet. So when they tell you, if America says they're going to place sanction, and you are making noise like, oh, the Christians are not dying, come off it. The world has become a global village. America will give you a report of what is happening in some villages before you, that you are calling yourself Nigerian government, will even get it. So you can't lie anymore. It's over with your lies. The only thing for you now is to embrace Nina's proposition for union renegotiation and union reconstruction. And remember, Nina is the only movement that is allowing those of you in there right now to say, okay, you're going to operate on transitional basis. This is just so that there will not be chaos, so there will not be anarchy. You'll be maintaining, what they're doing in the day while we negotiate. There's not going to be vacuum. We're just asking you to be reasonable. But you know what? It's either you're reasonable and surrender to this common sense proposition, or you will be defeated incomprehensibly. You'll be defeated completely.
Still here.
Do you understand? So thank you so much, my sister. Go ahead.
No, my dear, what else can I say? We thank you guys for watching. It's been a wonderful day. Continue to help us to get this information out there. The template is already on the table. I'd like to remind us that we have our Christmas present at the doorstep. All we have to do is to get off the couch, go to the door and open the door so we can get it. The template for Nina's strategy is there for you to learn. There's this show that we have over 1,000 videos for you to learn every aspect of it. There is the Nina's Voice webpage for you to learn every aspect of it. There is the phone call, there is the WhatsApp, there is the meetings that we can come and give presentations in your local meetings. Instead of you to go there and eat ubana akara, we can come there for, in less than 15 minutes, summarize what we're trying to do. So there's so much opportunities for you to participate in this, so that you're not complacent. You're not sitting around and thinking the world is all about going to work and making money. And it's not, because we have children. We have children that we have given birth to. We have children that we want to leave a sustainable future for. So it's not okay for you to feel defeated. It's not okay for you to feel like I can't do this. I wasn't called for this. No, you've already made that choice. You produce children, so you must do the work. That's the criteria. So until next week, brothers and sisters, like I mentioned, my hair is on fire. I was trying to go to the fire department to turn off the fire before the show, but let me finish and then I will run. So thank you guys so much for joining us. Until next week. Bye-bye.
Bye. Love you.